helped me build a healthy
Ik
morning
ben gewoon
routine.
lekker
In
bezig.
just 60 seconds, I get my daily dose
lekker.
of vitamins,
Ben
minerals,
bezig.
pre- and
Deze moet
probiotics,
af.
adaptogens, and more.
Maar
I'm
ik ga niks
typically
zeggen, want ik ben een
not great
podcast aan
with
te
feeding
luisteren.
myself in the
En
morning, so
joh,
AG1 is a really nice
vind ik een
option
beter
for me.
idee dan
I've been making myself a smoothie and
praten.
putting
Ik
it in
voel
there
me
as
niet zo
opposed to starting with a cup of
optimaal.
coffee. The reason I like AG1 so much is because it
Maar
contains prebiotics, probiotics, and
de reparatie moet er wel op staan. Want de eerste helft staat er ook. En anders kan je niet zien dat die straks ook daadwerkelijk klaar is. Ik heb hem alvast klaargemaakt. Ik ben al begonnen aan het verlijmen van alle bekabeling.
Great, it makes me feel great. It's cut down my
Denk,
caffeine
zet hem toch maar even aan.
Overall, it's just something that I've built into my system and into my routine that makes me feel good overall. And of course, living with somebody who has to know the facts about everything. Here are some fast facts in case you have an interrupter in your life that has all kinds of questions about everything. AG1 is made with bioavailable ingredients that actually work at the name, and that way they know who this is, who they're taking pictures of.
Almost true.
Wait, most of them are printed.
Yeah, so it's not on the board, it's a printed sheet.
It's a printed sheet, like this is so-and-so, this is such and such, this is, you know, DJ Khaled, this is
he was
Jack
there.
Harlow,
He was
this
there.
is Snoop Dogg, and just for the random one person that may not catch it, but like, that's what's written on these pieces of paper. They also have a board where you can write a person's name in case they had made a mistake or forgotten a person, like to print out.
So you've all been to those events where they print out badges.
Yeah.
Right? For like, you've registered to go to some conference and an event, there's a badge. And you've also seen that loser, and we've all been that loser whose name didn't get printed because you forgot to register and you have to write it in by Sharpie and you're there, oh yeah, here, Trid, Sharpie, like, this loser didn't register. We were that loser that didn't register. Loser. So the reason they have the board is in the one-off situation where, you know, Snoop Dogg said he's not coming.
Yeah.
But then he wakes up one day, says, hey, I want to go. For, you know, German knitting magazine who don't know who he is.
Yeah.
They have this board so they can take the picture and then align it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, 99% of the fill-in writing, these photographers have zero interest in, because they know this person just show, oh, it's the vice president of communications son has come. Okay, this idiot wants to come. His dad is a higher up. You know, oh, this is our marketing lead's daughter. Okay, her mother is a big shot. Just let her walk with her boyfriend. It's like a highlight.
Yeah.
Don't even waste a photo on this person.
Yeah. So
that was us.
So my name got filled in on this board.
Yes.
And I walked the red carpet.
This was after the other two whose manager actually even made this happen.
Yeah.
So they walked, you know, nicely, calmly, got their pictures, they went. Mm-hmm. We were very strategic. We're like, wait, there's nobody here. These guys aren't, you know, really going to take your photo. Let's wait for someone who has a TV show or something to come. Let them go first, and then you'll go right after them, so they'll have a nice sequence. So, you know, we're very clever. So remember that lady with like that blue puffy thing?
I'm telling you, it was not clever.
But remember that blue?
Yeah, I do.
She went first. It was working. Until the lady behind you showed up.
Yep. So I'm walking the red carpet. I think one person took one picture of me, and then the next person came up behind me.
Because there's three
slots.
Slots, yeah. And so you were in slot
2
1 when you got that one photo. Then that lady was, the key slot is the middle slot.
Yes.
So the puffy jacket lady, whose name I actually don't know, but was in a movie that had just come out. She's in the middle. So she's in slot B. Sheena's in slot A.
Yeah.
And most photographers get you in slot B.
Yeah.
Unless you're like a superstar, then they get you in A, B, and C.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which it turns out that a superstar.
Yeah, so Puffy Lady moved to C.
Me, right after me. So Puffy Lady now moves to slot C, and I move from slot A where I got my one picture, and I move to slot B.
Highlight moment.
Yep, I think I'm gonna have my highlight moment. You are beaming. You're standing in the on the side.
I went to the paparazzi side.
You went to the paparazzi side, and you're taking pictures and all kind of videos, and waiting for you were actually taking videos because we were gonna get our pictures, and all of a sudden I hear, Anita, Anita, and all of the cameras, they go from my slot B center moment, and they turn this way, and nobody's looking at me at this point. And it turns out that this woman, Anita, I did not know her music. I know of her now, but I did not know of her back then. She was at the VMAs for her moment. Like, she was winning awards. She was performing that night. I think she's a Brazilian. She's a Brazilian artist.
She has collaborated with superstars like Madonna, Snoop Dogg, and J Balvin.
Yeah.
In 2022, which I think was then, she released her 5th album, Versions of Me.
Yeah, that was Anita's
She has 64
moment.
million followers on Instagram, compared to our 640,000 at that time. To give you context, she is
Anita
100 times.
Definitely in her glory moment, and she good for her.
I started filming her. I took all these photos. I'm like, who is this in B? Get out. Put Anita in B. We need her in the middle. Get this lady out. I didn't know then. Anita was there. I got so shocked.
So, literally, I'm looking at all these cameras, and nobody has taken my picture, and everybody has shifted to Anita.
Yeah.
And I moved to C, and of course, still nobody's looking at me.
So you're literally...
Even the camera people from the B section and from the C section, they're all looking at Anita. And I'm
as they should.
Yeah, as they should.
They're like, wait, we came here to take pictures of 5 people, and she's one of them.
Yes. And so I kept walking.
The lady in the puffy thing threw you out of the way to get in a shot with Anita. And she does like standing there being like,
hello.
Someone have a Polaroid?
And then I walked over, and I was like, what the heck
just
happened? I swear, I was like, am I being punked? Like, what is going on here? And I looked over, and I see everybody screaming Anita. And you have to understand, like, it's all moving so fast. Yeah. Everything is just like, there's camera clicking, and there's people screaming, and there's lots of noise, and there's lots of lights. And I felt like I just was completely blindsided. I moved over, and the next thing I know, the people from the old El Paso team are like, can you give us your pictures? Can you give us your pictures? Get us our images. So we're dealing with that, and I'm trying to process, and I have no idea what is going on in my mind, but I feel like I just went completely blank.
And then you get kicked out of the red carpet, and you go into the horseshoe of TV interviews.
Yes.
Now, they have the list of the people that registered.
Yes.
So they have already made their lists of
who
5,
they need
6, 7 people. Yeah, for those 30-second sound bites you see on TV.
Not even, like 10-second sound bites per person
yeah.
or whatever. Yeah, so...
And when you're a scribble in, you're not...
They have no idea who you are, and they don't
what you're
care.
Doing.
And even
they already have a show. That's what we didn't realize. They already have...
They've already slotted
there's
those
someone
spots.
Sitting in New York, in Toronto, in wherever in the world, in a room saying, we have these slots, we have this minute, I need this one minute
sound
with this
bite
person.
With so-and-so, one sound bite, and they have their list of like, I have 4 slots, I need these 4 interviews, and they're waiting for those interviews, they're finding the best sound bite, and they're like slipping it in.
And if it's a rock show, they're looking for those talent.
Yeah.
And if it's, it's again, French TV, they're looking for French artists. Yeah. There's all these things. So I didn't know this then. I'm walking around asking these people like, oh, here, I represent Sheena Mawani. Would you like to interview her? She does bing, 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 bong on TikTok. Or do you want to get out of it? We can move. You have Anita and Snoop Dogg right behind, but we make really good social media where she sings in my living room. And they're like, no, we'll pass. So
there was one
like,
person.
Asian TV, right? Like Barbados.
She was a fan, and she loved our content, and she's like, oh my God, I can't believe you're here. Can I do an interview? And I was thrilled. I did the interview with her. She was lovely.
That's when Snoop Dogg walked by. She's like, sorry, Sheena, get out of the way. Snoop is here.
It was, like, in hindsight, it was really, like, idiotic for me to think anything else would happen. But anyway, fast forward, we go through the horseshoe. I see a couple of people that I like recognize. I, say hello.
Like DJ Khaled?
No. Like, remember, there was a friend of mine that like was there.
Oh, right. Another industry person you had met at another event.
I had met at another event. Yeah. So like we did the mingling, whatever. We get through the horseshoe, And then we go to take our seats. And the seats that we went to were
gifted.
They were gifted.
Not sold.
They were gifted. They were not sold. They were on the back side of the stage, and we did not have a clear point of view of the actual stage. There was a screen on the back of the stage that we could watch the VMAs from this back of the stage.
And you remember seeing people who, after they did this, like the other people who were on or in the VIP area but not walking the red carpet, like taking photos, and all of a sudden they're pulling out sneakers and sweaters and they're like changing to get into comfortable clothes.
Yeah.
Like they knew this.
Yes.
They knew they were going inside now. Their work was done.
Yeah.
They're just gonna go enjoy a show.
We did not know this. We did not know this.
Walking up to, row 317 Q in your Louboutin.
Yeah.
Sitting there in your frou-frou dress by yourself with everyone wearing hoodies and t-shirts.
Like eating popcorn.
Yeah.
It was a really strange dynamic.
Yeah.
It was like this weird dichotomy of two.
We left early.
We did.
Yeah.
Because we sat in the seats and you were like, this is great. And I'm like, this is not great. Like, I was seething at that point.
Yeah, I love the fact that they would do something and then you'd see these lights go, green.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, minute 30-second TV commercial, and you hear it in the whole stadium, but really they're telling the people down.
Yeah.
And then those people who are the ones you see in the background on TV, they're literally telling them, hey, this next performance is going to be the other side of the stage. So if you want to go bathroom or whatever, go now, go in the back. They don't even sit there the whole time.
Yeah.
Like Bieber.
Yeah.
He wasn't sitting there the whole time. He just sat in the back, and then they're like, okay, Bieber, they're going to be shooting this. They want to see you in the background. Come sit in your chair.
Yeah.
He came and he sat in his chair for 15 minutes and then went back to, whatever, playing on his phone in the back room.
Yeah.
I found that stuff fascinating to actually see how much this is produced. You would think they go to an award show, they sit there and they watch the award show, right? It's like, no, I don't give a who won best drummer.
I mean, some people might really enjoy it, and
the
some
people on TV were definitely moving in and out.
They've been to these events so often, so many times that it's I honestly, I can't speak to how like really, really famous musicians handle these moments, because I think they all have a different approach. Some you see they're like cheering the entire time, and some you see they really have no interest. So our whole thing was, this is so not what we had anticipated. At least for me, this was not my expectation at all. And I think by halfway through, I felt like I had been hit by a truck and caught completely blindsided, that I was like, I'm good. We can go.
I think that was the result of you searching on Getty Images.
Oh, yes.
As these
yes.
pictures were
As the pictures started
and
surfacing.
And blue fluffy girl, Anita.
Yeah.
Nothing in between. I think maybe one popped up
I got
the next
zero
day.
pictures.
Zero
pictures from that event. And, that was my first moment, or my first opportunity to get like a Getty image. And when I started scrolling and I saw all of the Anita content just completely take over from that moment, as opposed to, there was the blue fluffy girl and then there was Anita, and I was like, not even one. And I shut down and I was like, we can go now. And we left, and we had a car that was supposed to take us home.
But it was at the end of the event.
It was at the end of the event.
With the other creators.
And we asked if we could be taken home early. And they said the car is not actually available until the end of the event. So we got an Uber.
Yeah.
And the Uber wasn't able to come into the event.
Right, it was blocked.
Because it was all blocked.
To walk a block.
So we walked like 4 blocks.
Was it that much?
Yeah. Oh, yes. I remember.
Because you're wearing those useless shoes.
They were not useless. They were beautiful. But the bottom of my red painted soles are no longer red because of that. We had a long walk back to the car. I don't think I said very much. I think I completely shut down. And we got into the car. And you were very sweet. you asked me if I wanted to talk, and I said, nope, I actually don't want to talk at all. And I remember
I was like, awesome.
I started pulling out my hair.
Oh yeah, Bensons were in too.
My Bensons were in. I started pulling out my hair extensions, like shoving them in my purse. Do you remember?
No. Your taco was gone?
My taco was gone. I ate it. I took out all the Bensons and I shoved them in my purse. I yanked off my eyelashes. I did as much as I could, and before we got back to the hotel. And then when we got to the hotel, you're like, so do you want to get some? I'm like, nope, I don't want to talk. I don't want to get food. I just want to wash off this day. I went to shower. I got myself into pajamas. I got into bed. I don't think I said another word, and I went to sleep. And the next morning, I remember I got up, and again, you asked me, like, do you want to go get something? I'm like, nope. And I didn't want to talk to you even then. And I left the room. I went to go for a walk, and I got myself a cup of coffee. And I needed to clear my head. I needed to understand what it was that I was feeling. And I think it's really important in these moments to actually, and I've talked about this before, like, hold your hand out and understand what that feeling is. Like, what is it that your body and your mind and your heart and your soul are feeling? What are you holding in that moment? And I was holding rejection, and I was holding hurt, and I was holding just like so much sadness, and I couldn't understand why, because I knew I've spoken about this so often, like, it's really about your internal happiness. It's really about what's inside that matters. It's not about what happens on the outside. But there was this like disjointed feeling, right? I felt very disconnected from the words that I normally tell myself. And I couldn't understand why. I just couldn't let it go. Like, you can say all these things, but if you're really feeling garbage, then there's nothing you can do about it. You have to understand why you're feeling garbage. And I remember coming back to the room, and we had to get ready to go back to the hotel. Back to the airport, yep. Yeah. And you called one of your friends.
He saw some of the stories from the event, and he knew that this was the first event we were attending. And I don't know how he got he somehow got the impression that you were very excited about this event.
Oh, really?
So Jordan's a musician. Yeah. And again, I don't know where in the timeline this happened. Yeah. Jordan McGraw. Yeah. You should check out his music too. He's got he's different styles. He produces, he performs. He opened for the Jonas Brothers at Fenway. I can't remember if that was before or after this. Maybe after.
After.
But he sent a message to me saying something like, "You've suffered through your first one, huh?" Or something like that. And I said, I've got to get him on the phone with you, because he's...
And I didn't even want to talk to you.
From the other side.
I had no idea why you were trying to put me on a call with somebody else, like with a friend of yours.
Yeah.
Or a friend of ours. So he calls Jordan, and the first thing out of his mouth was, "So how bad was it?"
Yeah.
And I looked over, and I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "How bad was it?" And I said, "What do you mean?" And he said, "Oh, don't pretend with me." And he talked to me, and he said, "We have all been there. We have all had this moment." He said, "We've all been there. I've walked in with the Jonas Brothers, and nobody even saw." I was like, I don't think I got even one picture from that award ceremony. So the truth of the matter is, I think more people than not understand this. At various points of their careers, they felt this moment, and I don't know why I expected this to be different for me, but it all goes back to show, like, when I was looking at this picture, and my friend Lauren, who was sitting beside me, said, "Oh my God, you look amazing. I can't believe you got this opportunity to go to the VMAs, and look at your dress, and look at your bag, and look at how good you look." And I was like, yeah, this was probably one of the hardest lessons I ever learned in my professional career. And it was probably one of the hardest days I experienced. And then I was telling her the story, and I wanted to share that with you guys, because often what you see, and I posted those pictures, those beautiful pictures, standing with the VMA backdrop, and it was a gorgeous moment, but that's all it was. It was one moment that you guys caught on camera. And all of the stuff that happened before and after, they never made it onto my feed. And now I was very slighted, and I was very hurt, and I was very saddened by the whole experience for many, many, many months, and probably years.
But with who? With yourself?
With myself.
Yeah, because there was no one wronged us.
Nope.
Like, no one set
Nobody
these expectations.
did something wrong.
Yeah, it was actually one of our favorite campaigns in terms of the fun we had doing it and the video and all of that. It just it was a very cool experience, but it's a real example of be careful what you project and what you think is supposed to happen, because then you miss your own expectations that no one set for you.
Yeah.
And then for me, it was all about what did I learn, right? I learned so much. I learned about the write-ins. I learned about you have to ask if you're going to any event, what is the PR play?
And what's my role here?
Yeah.
Like, don't create unrealistic expectations.
But no one did. That's my point.
I did.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
You need to set your own expectations. No one set those for us.
Yeah.
And if there is a PR play, then you can reach out in advance and say, hey, I'm going to be there. Get me on these slates.
Yeah.
If you know to do those things, people will interview you because you will be one of the 4 slots.
Yeah.
Ironically, you've never again been to an event where you were there as a guest. You've always been because you've been invited as Sheena Malwani. You've always been with your name printed in bold letters, and every single person wants that photo. Every single person wants the interview.
Yeah.
And you've been in a position to enjoy that. You won a Streamy.
Yeah.
Like, you've gone and you've done all these things.
Yeah.
But you still remember this.
Because it was a really good lesson.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. It's a really good lesson.
A really, really, really good lesson.
We learned about.
And the next time we went on a red carpet was for that Streamies event.
Yeah.
And it was a completely
Every single person was like, oh, Sheena's here, Sheena's here, Sheena's here. They know their market.
Yeah.
You know, so if you have somebody who is going to a content creator event and you're a nominee, that's who the people who are, trying to publicize the event, that's who they need to see. You go to the Streamies next year where you're not a nominee.
They're not going to...
Maybe not. You're a content creator, so they know you. You have numbers. So they know their market is looking for people that watch online content. You do that.
Yeah.
But if you take an NFL player and you put them in line, they're going to feel this way. You're going to be like, well, I'm used to getting that attention. They're like, well, who is this guy? He doesn't have a YouTube channel. I don't see them online.
The other thing that was really good for me was, it was check yourself. It doesn't matter who knows that you're there or who doesn't know that you're there. Like, are you happy being there? Was it a joyful experience? And I think that that's one thing that I want to take away from that moment for the rest of my life. Like, whatever the experience that you're going to attend, whatever the function, whatever the event, like, go to have
Doe gelijk even een camera check. Kijken of het op mij gericht blijft.
Like, it's really not about that. If you and I would have gone in sneakers and jeans and a t-shirt, we had to change the clothes in the back of the car.
Yeah, just expect we would have stayed till the end.
We would have stayed till the end. We would have danced. We would have enjoyed the music. We would have enjoyed Anita dancing on stage.
She was great, actually.
She was great. And it really would have been a completely different experience. And I honestly, I wouldn't have even checked for those images in that moment had I really thought about it. I think that I really needed that reality check. Like, this is a really important thing. We fabricate these things for ourselves.
Yeah.
And they're not healthy.
This is good of you to acknowledge that and to share that with people.
Yeah.
You're going to sing Envolver to end Anita's 2022 blockbuster song?
Sorry, Anita.
Homage to
I'm not there yet.
To your favorite Brazilian Latin artist?
No.
Oh, okay.
You know which song came to my mind?
No,
and it's
tell me.
It's like a two-sided coin. We keep this love in a photograph. We keep these memories for ourselves. Where our eyes are never closing, hearts are always open, time's forever frozen still. So if you keep me inside the pocket of your ripped jeans, holding me closer till our eyes You won't ever be alone. Wait for me to come home. And the reason I picked that song is because when you look at a picture, you decide what you want to remember from that picture. You decide if you're going to remember the lessons. You decide if you're going to remember the heartache. You decide if you're going to remember the good things. Like we were talking about this yesterday, right? You went through all of these amazing things, but super challenging things in your childhood. And what do you remember? You remember the good stuff.
Yep.
You know? So I choose for this particular instance, I choose to remember the hard stuff too.
Yeah.
We actually took a picture. Remember you took a picture of me like with tears in my eyes. And I'm like, stop. And you said, this is going to be really, really valuable to you because you will remember the lesson that you learned here.
I do funerals, divorces. I think it's an area of life that people don't like to capture. I like to capture, people at their worst. It's good.
Are you ready?
I am. So something's different.
Really?
I'm not sure. Did we know we didn't get diapers?
No.
For the mics?
No.
You moved the plaques.
I moved the plaque.
That's what it was. You put them down. They used to be. Wait, where did they used to be? On the table?
Uh-huh.
Where's the table?
Right here.
No. They were on that table? I thought they were on a black table.
They were on a black table.
Wait, that black table was on the floor.
Yeah.
Where did the floor go? What kind of nonsense is this? You moved the plaque to take me down this wild goose chase? The carpet used to be on the floor.
Yes.
Where did the carpet go?
I pulled it up. There were benches against this wall.
Oh, the carpet was hidden under the bench.
No, the carpet...
Where did the bench go? Where did the things... Why can I hear so much of myself? There used to be sound dampening things on the wall.
Yep, there were sound panels.
Where did those go?
On the wall. They're there. Over there. Okay.
I like this new look.
No, I do not like this.
Yeah, I like this. This is like, when these people started moving into buildings and they're like, oh, brick, exposed brick. So nice. I want to live in a warehouse. Convert it to living.
Okay, you know how I tell you that every time we do this podcast, I like to be like 1% better.
Yeah, I was traveling. This was your house. You're welcome to do what you wanted to do.
I did.
You ripped up the floors.
I did.
I like this look.
I ripped out the benches. I ripped up the floors because we are moving in the direction of 1% better. Sometimes you have to go like 10%.
79,000% worse to get 1% better. Yeah.
7 or 8% back to go forward another 10%. So yeah.
I like this. I think you did a great job.
This is not done.
No, the industrial look is in.
This is not. This color of like caca brown.
That's you, caca. This color? You should go see the doctor.
It's like poop
Speaking
brown.
of doctors, that's my transition into the episode.
No, wait, but
Did you really poop this color?
No.
I'm nervous if you do.
This dark brown is. I've never liked it.
I've never seen caca this color.
Okay.
Why would you call this caca brown?
What brown is it? Chocolate brown? Chocolate brown.
This is not chocolate.
What color is it? It's a bad brown.
Bad brown.
It's a
I
really
like that.
bad brown. So this bad
It's
brown
a bad man brown.
wraps all the way around our basement, except for this one wall that I found. And we were doing our
How did you
podcast
find it?
against
I was curious.
Like it's
Were
the
you
one.
looking around one day, you just stumbled upon this wall? You're like, oh, here's a wall.
So this
What is this,
color.
a remodeling episode?
No.
They're just listening. They don't even know what's going
Yeah,
on.
if you want to know what's happening, you have to watch the YouTube video this week.
Why are we set up like this is not a construction zone?
What do you mean?
You're going to move all your stuff out of here? Or is this it
Absolutely.
for 6 months in general contractor world?
No, the floors are going in tomorrow. But we needed to
The
record.
floors are going in tomorrow?
Yeah.
This is the fastest project ever.
I know, I'm really fast.
There's no chance this whole thing will be done this quickly. We'll just have nice floors.
We will have nice floors.
When is the painting person coming?
I have to call him because I haven't chosen a paint color yet. I'm kind of all over the place.
Yes.
I have an idea of what I want for the paint color, but I'm going to test a few swatches.
How come all these things are still on the wall?
The painter is going to take them off. He's really nice. He's going to help me.
Wait, but doesn't the person who is patching things patch all of the things? Like, why did the person patch just this and
He
not
decided to stop there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Look, you can be quick
Yeah.
or you can be quality.
No,
But
that's...
you can't be both.
Of course you can. My guy is quick and good quality.
I have a different saying.
That's the saying
It
is
can
wrong.
be cheap,
Yeah, he's not cheap.
it can be quick,
He's quick.
or it can be quality. You can only have 2 out of 3.
Yeah,
You can't have all 3.
He's not cheap, but he's quick and he is quality.
Yeah, you can have 2 out of 3.
Okay, so if you were to label me quick, cheap, quality, you wouldn't label the cheap. I'm not cheap.
No,
I'm
you're none of the 3. I didn't say you have to get 3. You're not cheap, you're not quick, you're not quality.
Of course I am. I'm fabulous quality.
You're cheap,
No, I'm not
you're
cheap.
quick.
I can get things done quickly
Okay,
and
I don't want to go down that path. I
quality.
can't run away fast enough with
Like,
these
okay.
things.
So that's a really good transition. But before we do that, I'm
That's
gonna
not a transition then. You cannot say that's a good transition and say before I do that I'm doing something else.
no, because
I can't re-transition. You took it offline.
you said something about the...
No, say what you want to say and we'll just hopefully get back to the crutches if we're lucky. There's another glorious transition that presents itself.
Before you transition into anything, I would just like to say, welcome to the #1 podcast you're listening to right now. No, I don't want to do that. Hold on.
You don't want to welcome them?
Wait, I want to say it succinctly. I'm not saying my words. Okay.
Whose words are you saying?
I don't know. Okay, before...
Who's here right now?
I don't know.
Have you taken on a persona?
I don't know.
Try.
That's your job.
Speak to your soul.
No, I don't want to speak to my soul. I just wanted to say, before you transition into the rest of the story,
Okay.
I would just like to tell everyone, welcome back to another episode of Sheena Interrupted.
I am Rippy Scott Fluke.
See, you're the one with the personas. I'm not the one with the personas.
Yet I deliver quality every week under the name of a different person.
Yeah. So welcome back. If you like what you're listening to, or
Why do you ask that? Even if they don't like, you should want.
well, if they don't want to be here, then I don't want to force
They're not
anybody
even
to
going
be
to hear
here.
this then.
Okay, if you like what you hear, hit that subscribe button.
Just be succinct. Hit that subscribe button.
Hit that subscribe button. If you like what you
No.
hear. I can't.
Why?
I like
Be a
to
little
give people-
demanding.
No, that's not my
You
personality.
said please
Please
subscribe
hit that subscribe button if
because
you like
then
what
you,
hear.
again, qualifying it.
Because I like to give people an opportunity. If they would like to, then they may.
You think just because you said it, even if they didn't want to, they're going to do it?
But if I ask nicely...
If you're ever watching a show and they're like, do this, you just do it immediately?
No.
So then why do you think they will?
Listen, you have to lead with kindness. I'm going to lead with kindness today. Please hit that follow button so you can come back.
So
next
then
week.
maybe a shampoo brand can pay her money to talk about it
Yeah, maybe.
in the episode.
Maybe.
You don't make very much. But at least you get something.
Yeah.
I mean, not enough to rip out your entire basement. But hey, it's counting.
Whatever. You have to
Time.
dream big.
I agree.
You have to put your money in. You have to invest in yourself.
I
You have to dream big.
I agree.
I have big dreams for this podcast.
Tell me.
I'm not going to tell you, but I have big hopes and dreams.
Tell me. I want to support them.
You are supporting by just showing up every week, even in your crutches.
Long to show up this
Yeah. So okay, there's your transition. Go
You
ahead.
can't say there's a transition. You just left it. Just left it. You were there.
Why
You
can't
were
I?
hanging on by a leg and you could have just left it.
Oh, I saw
But
it.
instead-
There's another transition.
Oh, got it.
Okay, go ahead. Tell everyone why you hobbled down
I
here.
don't want to tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
It troubles me
Why?
because it's such a ridiculous
It is.
truth.
Tell them.
You know, you hear people who say, "Oh, I was playing this game and then I got hit by something." And then you hear other people say, "Oh my God, it's a really embarrassing story. I don't want to tell you. I was getting out of the shower and I slipped." I don't even know where mine fits on the spectrum. sitting outside.
Yeah.
With the family.
Yep.
We're sitting on the lawn. What were we doing? We were like eating some snacks. It was like an impromptu
Picnic.
mini picnic, but right in front of the house.
Yeah.
It was nice outside.
It was because of that movie that you made me watch.
It's a documentary.
Yes, what's it called?
I don't know. Grounding Earth?
No, Earthing.
Earthing.
The Earthing movie.
The Earthing movie.
It's all about this thought that we don't spend any time with our feet actually planted to Mother Earth, to the ground, and that there are benefits for doing that.
Yeah, your body is electricity.
Yeah.
And you get electrons from the earth that humans used to get, but now we don't anymore because we're outside at a beach or whatever, but normally we're not wearing no shoes outside.
Yeah. It's very, very rare for humans because otherwise we're wearing our shoes, we're wearing slippers, we're wearing flip-flops, we're wearing whatever it is, and we go from the house into our shoes, into our cars, into our jobs, into schools, wherever we go, and then we come back into the house and then we take off our shoes.
So it was very fascinating.
Yeah.
I'm still doing my own research and thinking on it.
Yeah. But we were trying it out.
Cool, yeah. So we didn't need to try anything out. We were just sitting outside as a family.
I'm still curious to know if it will actually make a difference, if it will make me feel better. And the worst that will happen is that I spend a few hours outside with my feet on the ground outside with my kids. Like, I'm happy.
That in and of itself is calming.
Absolutely.
So anyways, we were doing this, but I had a work emergency and I had to run in to get on a phone call.
Yep.
And
so you tripped while running?
I didn't trip.
Okay.
I walked up the stairs as I normally do. I went into my home office. I logged on, put my headset on, started talking.
There was
Call
no
was
tripping.
scheduled for an hour. Nothing.
No slip.
No walking. Nope. Zero.
Okay.
I get on the call. Half an hour in, my foot is like just hurting.
Yeah.
And I tell my colleague something's up with my foot.
Yeah.
Like it just feels weird. And she says, "Oh, okay." And we just keep working, and then at the end of the call or at the end of the hour, I say to her, "I can't stay on the phone anymore
because it got progressively worse.
Like really hurting." And by the end, I couldn't even put it on the ground.
Is that when you called
down
out
for ice?
Yeah, you called out. You said, "Can somebody bring me some ice?"
I got the ice, and I thought if I put ice on my foot, I don't know what it was, it would settle down, and it didn't. It just got worse and worse. And then I hopped downstairs, and I went and I laid in the living room.
Another side note, I was really irritated when I saw you hop down because I had plans for you. I wanted you to put up my curtains.
Why didn't you say so?
Because you were hopping. At that point, that was just mean.
Yeah, but you're mean sometimes. Should have just said it. Hey, look, when you're done rolling in agony, can you come put this curtain up? At least you showed some discipline. Like you're learning a little bit about, what it means to be selfish versus caring.
You're so rude.
I'm not the rude one. You're the one trying to make a guy who's like can't even sit, had to go to the ER, put up curtains.
I didn't actually make you do that. I'm coming clean. It was my moment to just feel a little irritated, and then I was like, oh, actually, just kidding, I'm not irritated.
Yeah, so I went to the living room, I laid down, and it felt like someone had hit my foot with a hammer. And no one had hit my foot with a hammer.
Yeah.
But I couldn't put any weight on it. I could barely touch it.
Yeah.
And I ended up agreeing. That's how bad it was hurting. That I was like, let's go get an x-ray because I don't know what happened.
Yeah. I
don't know if I somehow fractured it, not
by sneezing.
knowing, and then I didn't even sneeze. But then somehow, something was held together by a last tendon or something, and it just tore while I was on the call.
Yeah.
But it made me nervous that I didn't do anything and it was hurting that bad.
Yeah.
Then I took 2 Advil.
Yeah.
And then
we went to the urgent care.
We went to the urgent care and they had a board up saying no x-ray tonight.
Yeah. So we went to the next urgent care.
Yeah, they said, oh, but look, go up the street to another urgent care.
Yeah.
We went there. They also had no x-ray that night.
That's right.
Is there a x-ray convention going on in town? All the x-ray techs are all hanging out.
Maybe Sundays there's no x-ray techs? I don't know.
The hospital visits on Sundays are difficult.
Yeah.
So then we had to make a decision. Do we go to the ER or do we just go home?
You were ready to just call it and go home.
Because it was starting to get better, but I still, obviously, I couldn't put any weight on it. But ultimately, I knew that this is a big week.
Yeah.
And waiting till the next day to then go, it would have been a problem if I missed half the day today doing this.
Yeah.
So we went.
We went to the ER.
We went to the ER, and then I got the X-ray.
Yeah.
And they confirmed that nothing is broken.
Yeah. And
then they started theorizing what happened. So like, oh, maybe you have gout. And I'm like, what's
how?
gout? I'm like, get out of here.
Like, then I started thinking about gout. And I remembered, like, just, you know, sometimes you have, like, this one little bit of information in the back of your head. I was like, I have this association with gout and meat. And so I did a quick search.
You were right.
And it's true. And I asked the doctor, I'm like, tell me the reason why people generally get gout. And
he said it's some buildup of some acid.
Uric acid.
From
eating, and it was in the past, it was associated with people eating game meat.
Okay.
And I was like, but he's vegetarian.
Yeah, they're like, oh, heavy drinking? Like, yes.
No.
Also not me.
Not a drinker.
That would have been the most ironic diagnoses to get for me. No red meat, no alcohol.
It is commonly tied to game meat or other meats, alcohol. There was
high fructose
corn syrup, which we avoid, and sugar, and seafood.
Yeah.
Which you
none
don't
of them
do any.
I take.
Maybe a little sugar.
Yeah, but still.
But we avoid anything with high fructose corn syrup. So
I was like, please let it be gout. Because then I would go hunting and I was like eating them in the raw in the forest. I would just want to turn into a Voldemort, like just. You know that scene where he's eating the unicorn?
That's gross.
So that, but it's not gout.
It's not gout.
Unfortunately.
But you know what ended up happening? So we were talking about it during the evening. You asked me a really interesting question. You said, if you had to rate how you're feeling and this, this evening, would you say it was a positive experience, a negative experience, or a neutral experience? And I have to say, I was very pleasantly surprised that it wasn't a negative experience.
I think it was positive.
I think so too. It was halfway through the night. So at that point, we had just been driving back and forth. So I didn't feel like it was a negative experience because both of us were fine. Our kids were fine. We were just chatting. We were catching up. We hadn't really spoken in a while. So it was completely fine, and you weren't in so much pain at that point.
No, it had really gone down.
It had subsided.
So sort of was able to be more myself.
Yeah. So it wasn't negative, and
I flipped that X-ray lady from being a grump to a champ.
Oh, she was not happy with me. She told me, you gotta get off this chair. And then when she came back, she was smiling.
Yeah.
What'd you tell her?
I told her, my wife always sits in other people's chairs. I hate it. Thank you for telling her to get out of my chair.
Did not.
Yeah, she's like, oh, yeah, awesome. We're on the same team.
I thought she was gonna bring you a wheelchair because that's how they brought you to the bed. And I didn't think that she was going to take the whole bed, and I was sitting on the bed with you.
So Gina says to the lady, hey, can you take him off and leave me the bed? She's like, you get the hell off. Yeah, so she's like, what's wrong with your wife? Why does she think she gets to take the bed?
I did not. I just didn't know if she was wheeling you away or if she was actually wheeling the bed. I thought it would make more sense to wheel you off in the chair. She was like, well, you need to get off the bed. Okay, yes, ma'am.
So she was nice.
Yeah.
And the other nurse was nice.
They were all nice.
Yeah.
And we actually...
The doctor was nice.
We got a little impromptu date at the ER.
Yeah, but no food or drink. That was kind of a weird part of your date plan.
Yeah.
It would have been nice if we had some food.
Yeah.
But it was very pleasant. It was a nice... I could imagine a lot of people going through that experience, just being annoyed, upset, all of these things.
Yeah.
But there was nothing to be annoyed about, nothing to be upset about. We still don't know what happened.
No. You're still not 100%.
They gave me crutches. No, nowhere near. They gave me crutches.
Yeah.
Or I asked for crutches because I needed to be in a position where I could be mobile this week because we have a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
I think if you put in your mind the attitude you're going to bring to a situation, it draws that to the situation. And in medical settings, most people tend to think about the worst.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I hate hospitals. What do you hate a hospital for? They're literally saving lives over there. Literally. What do you do over there? Oh, I save people's lives. Oh, I hate that. That sucks. You should all be out of business. Let them die. Like, what do you hate about a hospital?
I know. Like, people are like so just selfless.
Yeah, I hate it. Oh, so what are you doing? Remember my friend whose face looked like he'd been punched by a hedgehog?
Ooh.
The one whose mouth was like this? Entire face swollen because he didn't want to go to the doctor.
And it was because he used like a
some
razor.
Like stupid like rabied razor he used. Probably used like something his wife used to shave her legs 2 months before and just left on the shower floor.
Yeah, but it was literally started with an ingrown and he was scared swollen, or didn't want to go
like a chipmunk.
To the doctor.
Yeah, didn't want to go to the doctor. He was scared. And now look, now what do you have to do? Go to the doctor.
And it's
call
worse.
Him. Maybe he doesn't even live here anymore. Maybe his head got so big he just floated away from his swelling. Should we check? Should we send him an astronaut helmet for Halloween? Yeah, you and your new 3 friends on your face can fit. I am not afraid of hospitals. Yeah. I think the way they work over there
I'm not either, but I will tell you, I know a few people who don't like hospitals.
I know a lot of people don't like it.
But it's justified. Like, they've spent a lot of traumatic moments in the hospital. So, yes, while it is funny how you're describing... It's traumatic
because of what happened to them. The hospital didn't cause the trauma.
Agreed.
Except with you, where they threw blood on you. But that's a different story.
The point that I wanted to make just before we move on is I understand how sometimes hospitals can be traumatic for families, for people, because they have spent so many hours and so many weeks and so many months in a hospital
under
very, very difficult circumstances. Yeah. So they have that association.
Yeah, they associate the negative feelings with the place.
Yeah.
But it's not the place that caused the feelings.
No, it's not. But I remember when my grandmother, growing up, my grandmother was very, very ill for the last few years of her life. And we basically, after school every day, we would, instead of taking the bus home, we would get picked up and brought to the hospital, and we would do our homework at the hospital, and we'd spend hours and hours there every night. And
that's why you love hospitals now?
No.
Because it reminds you of your grandma?
No. For many years, the feeling of walking into a hospital, the smell of a hospital would just make me feel very, like, sad.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Now I don't feel it as much, but it's been many, many years.
So tell us about the time you got the blood thrown on you. I don't think they're supposed to do that.
No, they're definitely not supposed to. So I was pregnant with Zara. We had Jay. I was pregnant with Zara, and my blood count was very, very low. And I had all kinds of issues during both these pregnancies. I had kidney stones for Jay, and I had this low blood count with Zara, and I had a lot of back pain. And I was being monitored very, very closely the entire time.
Ik weet het niet, maar hij gaat vanzelf soms in één keer naar rechts.
Of my pregnancy. And like I said, my iron was low. There were many levels. Calcium levels were out of whack and all of that. So at one point, they said, you're getting dangerously low. We want you to come in and be transfused. And I was already kind of like nervous about that. I didn't know how I felt about the
Uitgezelfd, naar rechts in één keer, zomaar. Zijn zoren staan allemaal uit.
The whole thing just sat really weird with me. And I remember already feeling anxious. That's why I'm sort of explaining this. I felt very, very anxious going into this night. And the nurses they were all very kind, but the nurse that came in with the bag of blood
had a sense of humor.
No, she was nervous, and I think she was new. And so as she was setting up the bag, she dropped it.
Yep.
And there was blood all over the floor of my hospital room.
The fact that they used cloths and squeezed them out into a bucket and put them in you, that was too much.
No.
They just used a squeegee and they put them in a little bucket and they told her to put it in her.
It looked like a murder scene.
Yeah.
It was really like...
Some squirt on you.
I think it was like on my legs. It was gross.
Did it taste good? You didn't taste a little?
No. You were there. I started crying right then and there. It was really like gruesome. It was and they did have to like clean it up.
Before the internet era. Otherwise they would have live streamed this. Look. We're sitting in the tomato room, the hospital.
It did not look like tomatoes after.
That was your favorite hospital memory?
No.
Remember the time I had to go do an emergency appendectomy.
Yeah.
That was fun.
That was right after we got married. It was many, many years ago.
Was it right after? Yeah, we didn't have kids yet.
We've been married like maybe 6 months.
Maybe we're gonna save somebody who listens to this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So for many, many years.
This is true because you have said this
I've
in
said
the
this
past
all the
that like
time, and
maybe
there's no medical thing here.
Absolutely. Okay, go ahead.
So early 20s, this thing would happen where every couple of months I would get nauseous and it would build up, and I would throw up. But then it wouldn't stop there. I would throw up multiple times until I finally
passed out
out of fatigue.
Yeah, you would just throw everything out of your body, but water, everything.
Yeah, anything.
Yeah.
And that would happen 3-4 times a year. So over, I don't know, 7, 8, 9, I don't know, maybe 5 years, 7 years, I can't remember. Over some period of time, this has happened like 30, 40 times to me. And I went to a specialist to see if I'm allergic to something, and they couldn't figure it out. Trying to figure out what I ate. Did I eat at home? Did I eat out? There's normally a component of eating something out, but you could never figure out what it was. I remember one of the last times that happened, we went to some fancy Japanese restaurant for Valentine's Day. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, hurry up, drive me home, it's coming.
We didn't even walk into the restaurant.
Oh, we didn't eat?
We didn't even
eat.
We
didn't
were
even
walking
get there.
to
Yeah,
the restaurant and we said,
no, this is coming.
This is not working.
And then
remember the one where you were on the train?
Yeah, I was on the train. I left work early.
Yeah.
And I'm on the train and I'm like, oh, I just got to make it home. I'm like, nope, not going to make it home.
You threw up off the back of the train.
No, I went to the door, to the exit, and I got off and I ran, and there was a garbage, and like I projectiled it. I got it all in the garbage. And then you get relief for 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Anyway, not to tell you guys all about this, like.
So this would happen to me.
Yeah.
And no one could tell me what it was. And then one day it happened all night. Normally what would happen is I would eventually fall asleep and then I would wake up, and now my body doesn't think it has a poison in it anymore.
Yeah.
I would drink like capfuls of water and then capfuls of Pedialyte, something to rehydrate.
And I'll say that every time it happened, like the first few times I would sit with you, like at the beginning of the night, and then eventually you'd be like, just leave me, just leave me alone.
Yeah,
I don't need you here.
In my guest room, close to the bathrooms. I can go puke all night, essentially.
And that particular night, you came to find me again. Like you crawled to the room, and you're like, you gotta wake up.
Yeah, it wasn't going away. It was getting worse. And I said, I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
So we ended up going to some urgent care, and they said, hey, you've got to go do scans, go to the hospital.
Yeah.
And when I got to the hospital, they said, your appendix is about to burst. We have to take it out.
This was still at the urgent care.
Yeah.
They said, your appendix is about to burst.
Take the ambulance.
And they took you in an ambulance, and then we ended up at the hospital downtown, and you had to have your appendix out.
Yeah, so we end up at the hospital, and when they're about to, like, I'm telling the doctor what's happening, and they say, okay, I remember saying to them, because I threw up again in the hospital, I said, can you test this? Like, take the vomit and test it. I never have vomit to give to the hospital. I said, I have this issue. It keeps happening.
What am I allergic to?
Is it the same thing? And I said, is this linked? And they said, no, it's not linked to your appendix. Appendix. And I was like, okay, but then test the vomit since I'm here. And they're like, no, we don't do that either. I'm like, what kind of a institution is this? You can't even help a guy who's vomiting.
That was when you started being angry at the hospital.
Yeah. No, I was like, I get you guys. It's okay. You have more important things to do. So I go into my appendectomy. I come out, and, obviously then we go home, and there's the whole recovery period and all of that. I have never had that happen again in my life. Mm-hmm. And that was more than a decade ago. So it happened 3-4 times a year. And then since my appendix came out, it has never happened again.
So if you...
It is linked. It is 100% linked.
If you are somebody who has this random...
just chronic vomiting thing, I think it's because if you eat something that somehow triggers your appendix, which doctors don't know what function it serves, but it does get inflated.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what translated to the
appendix
like,
rupturing.
I think my appendix had like maybe a small hole in it, where as it filled, it would essentially, like if your appendix bursts, that's poison in your body.
Yeah.
So I think what would happen is it would swell up and it would leak, and then my body would go into a state that it is being poisoned, and it was being poisoned, so I'd keep throwing up until everything goes back to normal, and then I would stop.
Right.
Because
I wish we had, like, we
kept the vomit. I know, I told them.
I wish they had tested your appendix, or tried to see, you know how, like, with a tire, you want to patch it up.
To see if there was a hole, yeah. So that's what I think was happening to me, and then when the appendix came out, it never happened again.
Just for the record, we do not know this for certain.
I'm guaranteeing you this is what it is. This is medical advice. Please come to a podcast called Sheena Interrupted that looks like in the basement of a house for your medical advice.
So please do your
do not call your doctors. Just go find a friend. Both of you take scissors and just remove each other's appendix. It's like a fun thing to do one afternoon.
Moving on.
Yeah. Just do an appendectomy party. Everyone, all the cool kids are doing it. Scalpel, check. Rubber ball to bite on, check.
Don't tell people this. You know, this will cause trouble.
What trouble?
I don't know.
If someone listening to this show tries to remove an appendix because they said I said so, I'm not the one who has a problem. They're the one with the problem.
Okay. So
I did pierce a guy's ear once. That's a true story.
Here's my name.
Oh, that's because I was already an expert.
It was the second time.
Yeah, yours was already done. Mine was the first time. I took it. Why did we take a tomato?
You didn't even take an apple?
No, a tomato.
Why a tomato? There's
put 3 pins. And we lost one in the tomato. I hope no one ate that tomato. No, we took
at least
ice,
you should use like an apple or like a potato that's hard on.
That's what messed up. I was pressing with my thumb. So I got it like halfway through, and then I told him
gedrag is ook weg.
Finish the job. And that's when he bit the towel.
Gaat niet meer in één keer zomaar spontaan de rest.
Don't be such a whiny. But I froze his ear with ice. Then I used rubbing alcohol to disinfect the needle. Then I just jabbed it right through.
Yeah.
So appendectomy.
Yeah.
So it's your turn.
This one is embarrassing.
Dan mag de lensje er weer op en dan mag die terug.
But I'm in the spirit of sharing. Remember when Jay
was born?
No.
What you did to yourself?
No. Remember?
You wanted the mirror and I said no. You don't want to see this. Oh, now I know where I've seen this color. It's all coming back to me now.
Yeah.
I blocked it out.
Remember?
What's that stuff called?
What?
Marconia? What is the first poop that comes out? That's what this wall is. It's a collection of first poops from children. What is that called?
Meconium?
Meconium. That's what it's like that like I just came out of my parents' poop.
Remember when Jay fell at preschool?
Oh yes.
And he hit the side of the table and he cut his head?
Yes. We talked about it recently.
He talked about it.
Alles geüpdate.
He talked about it, yes.
Alles gecontroleerd, alles gecheckt. Alles werkt weer als nieuw. Gaan we alles opladen. En dan weer terug naar de klant. Sorry, maar ik vond dit even leuk om te luisteren en ik had geen zin om te praten.
Hello boy. This is me, your brain.
En we zijn weer nu weer verder, ik had het kunnen weten.
Now subscribe and you'll feel better.